Now we can use a simple algebra problem to show how we can use the answer grid to avoid making silly mistakes. If 3x minus 2 equals 7, then 4x equals... We first focus on the end of the problem, which asks us what 4x equals. Since we have to multiply x by 4, we next looked at the answer grid to see if there was a relationship between answers that reflected the structure of the problem. And sure enough, if we think about multiplying by 4, 3 times 4 equals 12. Since we're looking for 4x and 12 is 4 times 3, our interest is in 12. So we pick E as our answer, 12. Now let's see what happens to the answer grid when we do the problem the old-fashioned way. We treat it as an algebra problem and set up the equation 3x minus 2 equals 7. As we isolate the x on one side and the numbers on the other side, we could get careless and say 3x equals 7 minus 2. If we did, there's answer B, 5. Do you want to pick it? Of course, we should change the sign when we move the 2 to the other side of the equation, so negative 2 turns into 7 plus 2 on the right-hand side of the equation. That means that 3x equals 9, and there's answer D with 9. Do you want to pick it? If 3x equals 9, then x equals 3, and there's answer A, 3. Do you want to pick it? So if x equals 3, then 4x equals 12. Now we're finally ready to pick our answer, E, 12. This simple algebra problem is an example of a very powerful strategy. The answer grid is the problem. It has all of the little mistakes that you could make along the way to the answer, because if you find those little mistakes and don't get all the way to the answer, you can pick them on the multiple choice test. Rather than waste our time and run the risk that we're going to find one of those little mistakes on our way to the answer, we look for the last step in the problem first. In this case, it was multiply by 4. Then we perform the last step in the answer grid. So we take 3, multiply it by 4, and we have 12. Then we pick the answer that is 4 times another answer, and we pick E, which is 12. Testing for the public. Nonprofit since 1985. No one makes things easier.